Okay, it's on. So, Red, feel free to let us know what happened last time.
Well, it was a bit of after our assassination attempt on our lovely second heir, Astrid's life, we had to deal with the fallout of that, essentially. As Damocles and House Nix and a couple was told about what happened, and Damocles immediately made his way home, basically within a few days' time to check on everyone and see if everything's all right. As he visited, not just check on Astrid, but to check on our lady at house, little lady of House Nix as well, to check to see if she was all right, see if we were okay. And we sat down and had a conversation with him about what was going on. As we explained, like, yes, what happened. Some guards were taking three white serpent guards. Their lives were taken in service of defending them. And of course, we had our notes and the poison that our lovely Sook doctor found, which would have been catastrophic if he didn't find it, was able to see and find what it was. But still, a lot of unknowns were left. A lot of possibility of who it could be, but not enough evidence to point the finger in a way that wouldn't immediately be a problem for us. Um, as well as Damocles doing some suggestions about what we should do, and even saying like maybe the next best thing for Astrid to keep her safe is to go forward with that marriage proposal with House Draco, because Flavius and her relationship seem to be growing in a very positive way, and there might be a chance for safety for her in that regard, as well as some tips of what we should do as well. We did agree with that regard, and that we should go forward with that, as well as start to defend up our city, as well as look into what we should do next to make sure, hopefully, that doesn't happen again. As Freya was the one who had to break the news to Asher, who took it pretty well, as she seemed to be excited for the prospect of marriage, though nervous, but willing to go for it as well for the duty for her family. As well as Damocles is taking care of all the site white serpents, letting their bodies and doing what needs to be properly taken care of for them, as well as doing negotiations with House Drake on our behalf. We made some suggestions about sweeping the city just to make sure we didn't lose anything else, because with the evidence lost and not a lot of ways to know what was going on, there's a chance that maybe the assassin was still within the city limits, or at the very least, we can find something that could be useful for us. So Enrique did a citywide sweep of there to see if we could find anything. That took a couple of days. As not in the city, but outside and near the beach area where our force are at, they found a catch of clothes and looks like some guys at the very least, as well as some bones. Looks like some remains of someone or something was left here. As he would bring all that back to our Sook doctor to take a look in. As Naira was able to do some investigations, we were able to find out the DNA of this sample was very similar to Astrid's. Almost could be considered a family member of her, or distant relative at the very least. What she revealed to Rian, who took that news with a bit of grim, basically suggesting like keep this quiet and try to check on Astrid to see if we don't know the person we have here is Astrid or not. We can't really say for sure with 100%. As Naira did that, and while Rian took around to ask the college some questions, see if there was anything that they may have missed there, but nothing turned up from that regard. As Naira took some check in on Astrid, and there's no way to really tell exactly if this is Astrid in front of us or the Astrid on the table. But after talking with Leia Freya and everyone else in Enrico, we decided the best course of action is to believe, well, this is Astrid. There is no other option for us that is the safer option, along with the fact that Rian got an anonymous letter from a lovely person named Kosh, who seemed to be willing to want the body back for a large sum of money as long as we return it to them without question, necessarily. And honestly, this is probably the better option, as there's nothing we can really do in regard without causing more enemies. Which our lovely Lady Freya agreed, and we decided to do that and send those remains back, and we got a large amount of wealth in return. While that was going on, Flavus finally brought himself for a visit, as the marriage prospects seemed to be going well and seemed to agree to them, as him and Astrid seemed to talk and enjoy themselves as we watched. Some of us watching Astrid closely more than usual, as for some we agreed like this is probably Astrid. This is probably Astrid, though Naira still has her doubts. She just can't say for certain if that's her or not. Maybe more likely, maybe it's not her actually. But we all agreed, so we let that go forward. Essentially, as Astrid went off would leave with Flavors later on and go along with that marriage proposal. We did have a conversation with Draco, or like Lord Flavus, House Draco, to get guards while we kind of put the patch in our own security hole and try to deal with that until we get on our own feet. And he was willing to do, as he also promised to take care of Astrid. So that by extension, we now have an alliance with House Draco, and that news has been traveling fast with everyone else. And then we also had to visit to, well, Damocles' new home, the House Nyx. Their lovely, upsetting city, as we took away to visit them for a day or two to discuss things, as well as talk about the pilot program. Rianne had a hard time figuring out what the heck was going on with this whole architect of this place, and definitely got a headache from that. And making our way toward the House Nyx, we had a bit of a conversation with the unsettling group of wonderful people who seemed to have gotten slightly better, though they still had their very cold demeanor. As well as the fact that when we went to our rooms to unpack, there was a bit of noise beeping going on that for some of us we could not deal with, couldn't find where it was at, while Enrico seemed to be able to go forward without any issues with the noise in the background. As we made our way to dinner with the House Nyx, and we had conversations about, well, the pilot program, which they seem to be happy with, and discussed an alliance with, like, hey, we get some of your people, and as long as they're loyal to us, that's going to work out, and they seem to be fine with that, as it is a chance for the people to infiltrate better in future jobs, hopefully. As well as, well, we got some news about one of the ladies getting married, though Damocles would later reiterate that, yeah, it was with House Alos, a new house. And sadly, something had gone wrong, that the marriage prospect has now been dismissed, even though, well, the prosperous bride was very happy and looking forward to this. Damocles is going to probably essentially break her heart. So now they have to deal with that, though hopefully something else will come along for them, as now they have to get themselves in order with everything going on. And we just ended the lovely little party there, going back to our rooms, as we hopefully we'll be leaving the next day, I believe, and go back home to deal with our own issues and hopefully have something positive happen next time. Unless I miss anything, I think that was everything, guys.
Nothing else?
Sounds right to me.
Yep. So as you, I think you already kind of returned. I think you basically last thing we know, you left their city, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Actually, yeah, I believe so.
Yes, we fucked off.
So yeah, as you have returned to Lumen and more or less finalizing some of the more tedious aspects of these trade deals, or not rather trade deal, but more student exchange programs, to help be able to like train more of these up and coming actors, of course. Couple of days after you return, Peter is slated to arrive at Rianne. He will send you his schedule ahead of time so you can welcome him.
Okay, definitely gonna prepare for that and let everyone know.
In these couple of days, anyone has any plans, anything they want to do?
I would like to try something. I want to do a little bit more research into this parasite fake poison thing. Like, I want to see if I can identify more about the parasite itself, just with the intention of finding a possible origin, even though I know that's a long shot. I just want to see what I can do.
Sure. Give me an understand roll. Difficulty 5.
Wait,
you can always buy threat. You can always buy threat, you know.
Why can't I roll a d20? Nope, okay. Well, in that case, I don't think I can physically do that.
You can buy threat.
Spending.
Yeah, you can.
I could.
4 threat, for 2 more dice. Do you have a focus?
Or just take the L, get the XP, go home.
I really don't want to buy threat first thing, so I'm gonna take the L.
Do you want to learn the origin or not?
I do, but like
You
Jesus,
ask difficult
5,
questions.
6.
Yes, you asked a very, very difficult question. I don't know. Do you feel lucky?
I will buy threat.
How much? For how
I
much?
will buy
How many extra dice do you want?
1 die.
Okay. See, that's a half-hearted measure though, because now you just bought 1 threat. At least roll with 4 dice so you can have a chance at winning this.
There is no beast in this grunt. You
I'm the
can't do
beast.
this to me.
It's fine. You can. I'm just saying it's suboptimal. That's just all I'm saying. I feel like.
Don't worry, Jill. If you want to buy threat, I will not be unhappy with it. It's cool. I think you should.
I
Because
don't want to buy threat. That's the thing.
It's okay, more for me. Thank you,
Look.
Jill.
I'll buy threat later on, so we're planning to all buy threat eventually, just so Grunt doesn't make fun of us for it.
No, it's okay. I'll buy all the threat. You don't have to. I'll take it.
Oh!
all.
There we
Oh.
go. There we go. 2 crits. Thank God.
Holy shit!
So yeah.
Give me a second.
No, that's true. So yeah, you'll spend a couple of days. Anyone else wanna do something before I stop dropping the deep lore?
I think Rianne's just preparing for Peter, unless, of course, Freya has some other tasks that she wishes for her to do right now, and keeping an eye on the city.
No, you're busy with finalizing trade deals. I'm more curious about Freya right now.
Freya would have looked into House Avius. What they up to, because Democles mentioned that they're like criminals, and she would have researched what they did and how they became.
Yeah, sure. Give me an understand roll on another difficulty 5. So everyone is ambitious today.
Hey, look, you only need to spend 1 thread or buy 1 thread to get 5 successes.
3 XP. You that way. If you fail,
I'm gonna use my determination as well.
Do you have like a...
I seek to uncover the many secrets.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'm gonna spend 1 thread.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh my
that's,
god.
that's, that's,
Oh
one
my
momentum,
goodness.
that's 1 momentum even.
Be great.
We're winning, guys. Oh my god. See, guys, buy.
We just started. We'll see how this goes.
Oh no, I'm having flashbacks to Milwaukee. We started out so great.
That ended well. Okay, so I guess then yeah, you ask around. You kind of like forward letters. You send messages. See if anyone has any sort of information. Maybe pay a few hands, make a few tongues loose, and indeed, Freya, you managed to gather that well, House Elios was, as you knew, very recently nominated at the request of House Charybdis to House Draco. So you know for a fact that Charybdis were the ones that probably pulled a lot of strings, although it is quite impressive. Even as this is not a normal thing. Like a normal minor house can't just like, yeah, guys, just nominate these, please, unless they either can blackmail the major family or something else bigger has happened. So whoever is behind Elias, they're very powerful to be able to like string these things along. Other than that, no. As far as you know, there is no criminal record. So we're not really sure what that's about. True, there are rumors. There are rumors that these people are maybe associated with criminals, but there's also the fact that the city they've been given charge of is rather well-known hub of I'm gonna say criminal activity, but that sounds rather organized. It's more of a place where it's a place where like people kind of go to hide, and the city itself until very recently had a very bad reputation. It's not the kind of place you want to live. It's not the kind of place you want to really stop by. Whenever a transit cart would go through the station there, people wouldn't even kind of go off. They would just stay inside because they were afraid of getting mugged. So, but apparently they've been turning around, and for a family of so-called criminals, they are pretty well liked by their population. The citizens have been fed, they've been clothed, they've been rehoused. They're like doing a lot of very noble and upstanding things around the city. They've, other than of course bringing the Malenkov Corporation to invest in a large building project, sectioning off a portion of the city that was mostly abandoned due to the mines drying up. So, I mean, there's plenty of shady rumors about them, but nothing official and nothing that you can confirm, honestly.
Okay.
So that means that if they were criminals, not only were they good at it, they probably weren't involved in high-profile crimes. So they probably just they were like smugglers, most likely. Because otherwise, if you're like an assassin or like sort of like, I won't say pirates, but they're not really pirates. You'd be like more well-armed thugs. They would spark more controversy. But smuggling is a very kind of official thing. Like everybody employs smugglers. It's just that some of them sometimes get caught, and that's bad for their health. But it's not necessarily an uncommon or dangerous thing. Of course, the noble society looks down upon it, but they kind of look down upon everything. Any sort of curiosities, maybe like more specific information I may be able to answer.
I can't think of anything else. I don't know for the other group, but I cannot.
Okay, if you have any questions at a later date, you may ask, and I may be able to provide more details. But till then, Naira. Now here we get to the creepy part.
Oh boy.
This parasite, this organism is quite fascinating. You have now actually understood why you thought it was poison. Because on the initial result, you thought it was just maybe the dagger was also poisoned. So it's kind of like to mask the parasite. You realize this parasite can actually mimic, change its behavior to mimic not only one poison, but when subjected to the right stimulus, it literally can reshape itself and adapt. It's a very, very flexible organism. So, and here's the freaky part about it. If you manage to like figure out a way that technically, if you knew the right combination of chemicals to subject this thing to, you could probably replicate poisons, infections, a lot of things that a lot of non-Suk doctors would probably miss, unless you're very high trained and a very capable medical professional. It's quite easy to miss these things. But the more terrifying part, maybe, it's the fact that potentially, if this thing can just alter whatever it does and mimic, who's to say it can't just stay in your organism and just stay dormant until the subject is exposed to the chemicals? And that could be like vapor, it could be just an ambient smell. It doesn't have to be something necessarily threatening or very obvious, and then it triggers. So this is a very dangerous ticking time bomb that can just, with enough engineering, can become quite problematic. Now, this one you have, you can kind of figure out its stimulus. So you can trigger it yourself. But here's the thing, because you've recovered 2 of these. They have different reactions to different things. So they're not the same. As for a place of origin, this thing is definitely made in a lab. This is known natural. You'll find it hard to think of a place that would just have these things naturally growing up. But you know for a fact it needs to be handled by someone with a lot of specialized equipment. Somebody who is extremely knowledgeable in both genetics and parasites, infections, diseases, and other affiliated study fields, which my English vocabulary is not rich enough to describe.
Pathogens? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like viruses, pathogens, bioweapons. There's like an intersection of a lot of fields. You would need a team of specialists to kind of come up with this and not only manage to program it, but being able to create it, handle it safely, study it. Like, your lab is very limited. You have a good skill set, but you're kind of like improvising a lot. And if this thing, if you like failed right now, by the way, it would have just died. It's very fragile. It's also very fragile.
Very fragile. Okay.
So whoever is having these, it has to be, and the only place on site on the planet that you know of that could feasibly handle this shit are in House Charybdis' own labs. Do you have any more specific questions I might be able to answer?
Yes. You said the 2 samples that I got from Astrid and Melissa reacted differently, but
Yes.
they're the same parasite. They're just like quote unquote trained differently.
Yeah, they're the same type. The way that they can change their functions, but they react to the same stimulus differently.
Okay. I think I got everything written down. That is disconcerting.
It's fine. I'm getting in the deep end of the mumbo jumbo science right now.
I think
Like,
learning this stuff and knowing that it could possibly stay dormant in someone's system, Naira is going to do like a blood test of everybody in the house to make sure that it's not already present.
Give me another understand roll.
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna tell you the difficulty of this one because
Would my poison focus count with this or no? More biology.
biology would. I
I
would
don't
say,
have biology, but it would be more biology than poison, so it wouldn't work.
yeah, because you're just literally doing blood tests. This is not
Okay.
poison.
One
This-
success.
it's a. I mean, you can start with the immediate, kind of like family member and
That's what I mean. Yeah.
advisors. None of them is positive, but it's a large city.
I'm not intending
you
to
have
test the
like
entire
yeah.
city.
I
Just
don't listen. I don't know how paranoid you are.
Very. However, just the player characters and maybe like any other like close advisors, which I think is just us. Well, I also, Mac, being a Sook Doctor, I think can sometimes be argued to bring down the difficulty level. Sometimes I forget to do that a lot.
Fine, I have it in mind when I asked you to roll these
Yeah.
things.
I figured.
This-
I figure it's mostly like if you weren't a Sook Doctor, you wouldn't even have the chance to roll for this and succeed. So I'll take. what I
You're
can get.
literally running lab tests in a fucking shack. I'll be honest. Compared to like Charybdis's labs, yes, yours
Oh, yeah.
are like a room and a
Do
microscope.
not have a lab. This is like a high school science
Yes.
class. Like, it's...
Maybe the laboratory isn't such a bad idea.
Hey, listen, if Heisenberg can
Oh,
make
yeah.
meth
Yeah.
with just the knowledge of a high school chemistry
Exactly.
teacher,
You
then
are
I-
in fact the Heisenberg of this group.
Medical, of chemical, biology. So we will make our own bioweapons one day.
Hmm. I'm sure House Charybdis would let us do that and be cool with it. They're like, yeah, guys, we're
But yeah.
happy to have you here.
Listen, if you don't sell the bioweapons, it's fine.
I mean, listen, you have two parasites, and you can technically trigger them, so you can use
Use
these.
Nairo will not create a weapon from this.
No, you already have the weapon. You just need to use it.
No,
Just saying.
no.
Or just sell it to someone. You could get a lot of money from this shit on the black
Uh-huh.
market. Just
Oh,
as
yes,
an
let's put it on
FYI.
the black market.
Like, unironically, I think you could get like 4 to 6 wealth, depending, maybe even more if you're good at negotiating with it.
Hello, Mr. Goldman reporting.
Just
Haha,
sell it.
you're not here yet.
Damn it.
So yeah, in the meantime, as the days go, Brienne, you're waiting for the boat that has to bring in Peter back.
Hmm.
And on this boat, Gary, Mr. Goldman himself, you're watching as you're kind of like crossing the lake early in the morning. As you've been tasked in helping, well, a lot of the processes on the planet. Apparently,
Was in the shuttle bay?
no, not in a shuttle bay. You're on the boat already.
I'm tasked with overseeing the shuttle bay construction.
Yes, but I was gonna give you a more kind of grand picture information. So you know for a fact that Malenkov has invested a considerable amount of funds into Azhar, and they have a lot of vested interests. And as such, it seems inevitable that it will start diverting more and more special agents to ensure that these investments and these projects will go smoothly and are kept profitable. And while maybe a lot of the board members that you know of aren't especially happy that Peter is overseeing a lot of these projects, he does have a track record of making unconventional investments somehow work. So they always like set up a decent budget for him to just kind of like fling at something in the hopes that will bring some money back. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but his record is good enough that they keep him on. And you are on the boat with him as you've never met him before. This is maybe the first time you've all heard about a lot of rumors about him, how he's crazy, stupid. Some people call him psychotic, annoying. There's like you've heard like a lot of opinions ranging from good to bad to confusing. He seems kind of like all over the place. As you just kind of like leaning against the railing of the ship as it transports you from Yoreth to Lumen, as the fresh morning air just kind of like filling your lungs a bit. It is a scenic route, as you hear like some footsteps behind, and as you kind of like glance back, you do see Peter looking at you. Says, "Mr. Goldman, I presume."
Peter, pleasure meeting you.
Could say the same. I've heard good things about you. I just like extends hand for handshake.
Oh, I've heard much the same about you.
I
Quite a few.
I somehow doubt that, Gary, but I do love people who compliment me.
Listen, listen. Results are what matters, not the personality. As long as the numbers are green.
See, I knew I would like you. When I asked for a financial advisor, I knew they would send me someone capable. Tell me, Gary, do you know anything about the project that was started here in this level hamlet?
Yes, the construction of a shuttle bay
Quite so.
to improve accessibility.
Accessibility, and eventually I was envisioning this place as a grand tourist attraction. But I am always open to suggestions and improvements, so feel free to speak your mind. We are not in a boardroom, Gary. We are in a research and development lab right now. A research and development lab of the mind. It's like points to his head.
The tourist attraction is, I think, the most reasonable. There's quite a beautiful vista, and the rather pastoral nature of this town is more suited towards that. Would be a shame to ruin it with something silly like heavy industry.
I point exactly. Like imagine just like a heavy transit rail just running through. Like it would spoil the mood.
Exactly, doesn't fit. Doesn't exactly fit. Always should play to the strengths of the area.
Ah, yes. I believe that their house is looking to invest into more military now, but trying to just kind of like turn them away from that course as like look at this, and he like points to the city in the distance. Imagine instead of the beautiful architecture and lovely wildlife, you just see guard towers and just like imagine a garrison sitting there. Like horrible. Ruins the entire scenery.
Don't want to turn this into another castrum, or God forbid, the next city. So it gets me showers down my spine.
Listen, I'll never visit Akrai. They can keep their little twisted streets to themselves. I'm quite fine being in the open air.
I'll do my best trying to point them into the right direction.
I have already discussed things with Lady Rianne, their most talented advisors. And I did promise that they may have access to our small budget allocated for miscellaneous R&D development in case they need it. You can use that to sweeten the pot. We don't really need it, so use it as you see fit. Gain leverage, gain influence, or just plain out help them. I don't care.
Of course, I think they're in no position to reject our assistance. I think not much leverage is required here.
No, Gary, see, they're nobles. Don't let... Some of them are wise enough, but some of them are arrogant. Do you know they tried to strong-arm me the first time we met? Tried to negotiate with me. Oh, God.
Listen, we're commoners here. Of course, they'll talk down to us. It's par
Yes.
for the course.
It's important to not forget who you are because they won't let you anyways. So own it.
True enough. True that.
But of course, you have my personal comm link. So if you ever have any issues, any need for assistance, or just need another person to bounce thoughts off of, feel free to contact me.
Of course. This will be a nice, relaxing assignment. At least the scenery is far more prettier.
Well, I wouldn't consider that yet. Their house has just engaged the major house, so I expect problems may be too strong of a word for it, but
Attention, unwanted eyes.
I'm not sure if it's unwanted eyes. There's no such thing. We want all the eyes on this place. I just don't want spies, assassins, and mercenaries flooding the streets.
Well, that's what maybe what the special ops budget is for. A bit of a hidden security to ensure no funny business happens.
He nods.
And the Dracon Alliance should keep away any overt attention, as long as they themselves don't place the garrison next to the city.
Well, I do believe a large number of white serpents have been sent here, but my hope is once their deal with House Nyx goes through, they'll start replacing those ugly white mantles with more civilian clothing.
I heard there was to be in their defense, wasn't there a big assassination attempt at the theater? Yeah, I assume the news would have spread about the assassination attempt or in the time.
Yeah, it's public knowledge.
Yeah. So a bit of paranoia is at least somewhat justified on their part.
Oh, like the assassination of Nyx and Kairos? No, that's not public information.
No, the attack on the theater.
No.
Oh, that's not public knowledge. I'm sorry.
No. Like, yeah, Melissa and Astrid's assassination attempt was kind of like low because they kind of paid off most of the people involved. So
scratch that from the record, please.
Yeah. Peter knows about it, but Peter has connections and spies.
Yeah. We don't talk about that. Scratch from the record. I'm sure with due time, all will align itself the right way.
It will indeed. Plus, soon we will have a couple more projects started, so I won't be able to be here that often. But until that happens, I will be here to onboard you onto whatever responsibilities they might want to fling on you. I'll also put you in charge of the construction site, give you full authority over your workers in case something terrible happens to me and I lose my life, or God forbid I go missing in a vat of acid.
That'd be a shame.
True, I have sensitive skin. As you can see the small little pier arrive, kind of like get closer in the distance. As the kind of like the boat docks, and there's like a couple of men that are carrying your bags and luggage. As both you and Peter go down the ramp As you see, there's like a small welcoming party. Rian, would you bring anyone with you other than maybe like a guard or two?
Honestly, I would ask Freya if she, because I know Peter had the conversation with us last time about not like, hey, you can't really treat me the same as your regular normals. So I'm not sure if Freya would prefer having more, or if Freya would like Rian to bring anyone else. Because outside of Naira and Enrico, there's not a lot of people that Rian would bring outside of Freya's say so.
Well, I mean, Naira is just a doctor, but Enrico would
Yeah.
be a
Naira's...
nice showing of like, hey, I'm bringing my best swordsman.
Yeah. Okay, then. I assume Naira's been busy in the lab for quite some time, not telling
Yes.
us that she's been working on the bioweapon in there. So I think I would bring Enrico unless Freya has something else to
A
bring.
bio.
Look, we understand that you're the genius of the household. We made the house banner with your face on it. It's fine.
She is, in fact, the mad scientist.
She is the best investment of the house.
Yeah, but I think
Okay.
Rianne would bring Enrico unless, yeah, Freya.
Freya would say nothing against it.
Yeah, and then you just have Enrico and like two white serpents. As you see Peter and another older gentleman accompanying him. And kind of like walking. Peter looking at you, Rian smiling. And says, Lady Rian. It was such a boring life without you.
Well, I'm happy to bring some spice in there for you then. Hello, Peter.
No spice for me, thank you.
Very well. Lovely to see you again, and you as well, sir. She kind of gives you like a indication to introduce yourself, essentially.
Gary Goldman, pleasure to meet you.
Gary Goldman. Lovely to meet you as well. I am Rian, advisor to House Kairos.
Project at Malenkov Corp.
Well, it's an honor to have our investors so acutely aware of our needs.
But of course, you are my most important client.
I'm sure you say that to everyone, of course.
I do, in fact, yes. See, this is why I like you. She's smart. I told you, Gary. Smart.
We welcome our friends and partners.
Well, if nothing else, I'll have another room prepared for you, Mr. Goldman. Make sure you're both comfortable here during your stay.
Goldman, I'll tell you, nothing beats the rustic feel of their residence. It's wonderful. When was the last time you slept in a poor apartment?
God damn. That was a long while ago. You know, sometimes economy class on the Highliner.
Rough, but it will serve you well. There is there's something to be said to live like the common people. It reminds us from where we came, Gary. It's very important.
I'm not a man of many advices. I don't need much.
Can I insight this guy to see if he's either being just like, I'm just being myself, or also is he just trying to backhandedly insult me?
He is backhandedly insulting the entire thing. Like that's.
I-
You can
okay,
try
I
an
thought so.
insight and see if he has a deeper meaning, but
No, it's all right, Grunt. I kind of want to make sure I know that, but Rianne's not gonna like show any displeasure at all. She's just gonna keep that composed look. Jill, please.
I mean, yeah, don't need to roll me. Understand? Sure, okay.
Oh, I will, Grunt. If that's the case, you may seem like I shouldn't have to, but okay.
I
understand.
said you don't have to figure out that is a backhanded insult.
Okay.
But obvious.
Peter literally had a conversation on the boat about Gary, about how he doesn't like nobles that look down on him, and now he's. Do you not see the hypocrisy here?
I do, Grunt. That's why I wanted to make sure. I'm gonna roll for this one now, Grunt. That's okay with you.
Yes, please do.
God damn it, Grunt.
Wow. Yeah, no, he's just flat out just belittling all of you.
Let me blow on the dice for a second here. Give me a second.
Listen, it worked in the vampire game, so
you fucking bitch slap ass.
I'm so sorry. But Brienne's not gonna like look like she's offended by the comment. She has enough traits to keep a straight face. Look, she's around nobles all the time.
Is
She
she
could deal with
offended
insults.
about that comment though?
Which comment about the like?
The,
She's gonna keep a
the
dignified
insults. Are you
insults
though?
in this.
Okay.
I think she's a bit like, wow, talking about this house I really care for,
Yeah.
thanks. But she's knows enough to be dignified and knows she can't really be mean to Peter necessarily. So
That's why you got. So let's walk. Let's walk and talk, and like starts leading you both back towards the residence. Says, now, see Gary, this is the tactic we call confusing our enemies. I like to do it with these people because it's fun.
Nobles is always fun.
It
is
is.
it? Can I hear them?
Yes, he's literally talking while pointing at you.
This is. I don't
Yeah.
think this is. It works if I can hear you at the very least, or unless this is part of the ploy as well.
Maybe it is.
Mhm.
I'm a multi-layered individual, Rianne.
A lot of layers for most people, I believe.
Yes, but where some people have layers, I just... No, in fact, I am like an open book. It's written in a language you can't really read, so makes it a bit more complicated.
I do like learning, so give me some time. I'll figure it out eventually.
Maybe, maybe not. Would be the first though. I would commend the tenacity and brain power, but I'm not sure it's worth it, because imagine spending half of your life deciphering this secret cipher that has mysterious book with intricate drawings and pages, just to figure out it's some sort of cookbook about pies. It's very anticlimactic, you know?
I'm not too sure. I do love a challenge at the very least. It'll be something entertaining to do for a while.
Man, if you're the kind of person who enjoys the road, not the destination, then I guess so.
Mr. Goldman, you said you are a help for us for the Molinkov Corporation. Can I ask you about your previous work at the very least?
Of course. Worked with Strom as in the financial in the revenue service. Then I changed career paths. Worked for again as a project manager for Malinkov, coordinate construction, financial flows, data analysis.
Oh, well, a very rich history book indeed. And from the Chomes to now a corporate office, I assume didn't feel too much of a different change in pace.
You know, the private sector pays better.
Understandable.
But it's
He was used
better,
to-
more interesting work, better job security. It's just... Listen, you join Chom if you are a boring bureaucrat and just want to live an easy life. You join Malenkov if you seek adventure and a challenge.
I'm sure every person of Mullen is just like you, Peter, at the very least.
No, they're not. In fact, they also tend to be more boring people. But I bring so much fun to the company. This is why they keep me around.
I'm sure they must be very pleased and, of course, fortunate to have you.
I don't know what they would do without me, honestly. Bankruptcy, probably. I don't think they would have even made it this far. By the way,
Yeah,
Gary, you know that this is bullshit. Like, this is just
I know.
unapologetic bullshit.
Gary will apologize. Gary will apologize profusely later. Okay, he will bow down and apologize later.
But Brienne's just kind of glancing slightly at Gary when he says, "It's like, hey, are you?"
Gary,
I was like, "This bullshit to me."
if you Gary is like gulping a bit outside of Peter's. You know, he has to slime up to his boss.
And one sweat on Peter's face. Brienne gets it. She can understand.
Must have forgotten. And he like pulls from his like inner jacket pocket another small bottle, like a canister. This is for you, Rian. Do you think I forget? Gave you one last time.
Looks like we had the same thought process then. I had left a one in your room for you at the very least as well, but you just beat me to it. You like takes it.
Sure, I'll enjoy whatever you. What did you give him last time? It
It
like
was
Spanish wine. I think that's what I remembered.
yes, I have the name written down and Sangria. Sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing it.
Sangria.
Sangria. Thank you, people who are better at this.
So I guess it was definitely an acquired taste. Maybe a bit lighter and sweeter than what I'm used to, but still enjoyable.
I'm glad you enjoyed it at the very least. It would be a poor gift if I gave another one and you did not enjoy.
I will say this: there's one thing I always missed when I'm like traveling and I'm not here. It's that chocolate cake you make. It's delicious.
God damn it, Grant. Well, at the very least, I'll have our kitchens prepare you a bit, along with you as well, Mr. Goldman. Would you prefer cake as well?
Sweet guy. I prefer savory. But if it's but don't worry, I'll not be disrespectful. I will.
Trust me, Gary. This chocolate cake, it's the best in the entire planet. I have never had better.
Maybe my mind can be changed. Maybe. Always ready for something new.
I was thinking of maybe like we can maybe try a few interesting recipes. Have you ever tried adding wine to it, Rianne?
Grant, God damn it. One, I want to try to understand role, which I probably won't get.
Sure.
But Rian was, God damn it. I'm just gonna do understand and truth.
Sure.
Or actually, can I do understand and challenge? Because I just
Yes.
said the whole. Okay.
You have one momentum if you want to spend on one extra dice for that. Like annoyed by this.
I'm not annoyed. I just try to figure this out. Is it alright for me to spend the momentum, guys? Unless you think we should save it for something more important. I want to make sure to ask before I do.
We can always buy a threat.
You can, yeah. You can also buy it.
What do you guys think?
I think the momentum should be kept for something else, but I'm fine with you spending it. I wouldn't mind.
Tamara, are you there?
Yes. I mean,
Are you
I'm
cool?
fine with both buying thread or spending momentum.
Jill, are you fine with me buying thread?
Go for it.
Look, it's fine. I
Please.
want to.
Any
Let's
edge
make
we
it
can get to
spicy.
understand what the fuck this guy's issue is.
Okay.
Little guy.
I will buy thread. It just makes my pool bigger, right? Because I'm spending one thread.
So yeah, if you buy one threat, that's one more dice, and if you spend the momentum, that's one more dice. So it'd be like 4 dice in total.
Cipher, Peter. Crack the cipher.
Okay, I'm gonna do both of that then. God damn it! Every time I should just never try to understand this guy. Maybe it's just too late for Rian.
XP was probably this difficulty 3 or above.
No,
No,
it's a counter roll.
Oh, did
I
he?
guess huh? Like trying to read someone is just a flat out counter roll, right? Because
Gotcha. That makes sense.
yeah, I guess I'll roll. Maybe he gets like shit dice.
Not with those grunt lock rolls.
I'll be a bitch and I'll spend one threat about it. It's fine. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm not sure what you're trying to insight on him on this one.
Oh, look, Grunt. It feels like he's just saying like, yeah, either he's saying in your face like, yeah, I definitely know more than you. I definitely have spies.
No, he literally, it's kind of like he looked at you, and it's the innocence of a child, Rian. It's like, oh, okay.
That makes it worse.
I guess it's not a good idea. Listen,
No, look.
did I offend you, Rian? You're kind of staring at me right
Look.
now.
No, Rian. Look, Rian's face is like composed. I want to make sure I say that right now. He's just like,
He
no,
still said that.
I actually had a bit of a wine cake not too long ago at the wedding with Lord Orpheus and his bride as well. I wonder if I can remake that cake here at home.
I mean, I think it would be a good idea. I get. Oh, now like looks like again. It says, I don't like her when she. It's hard to tell when she's upset or not. She has this like nice calm voice, but sometimes there's like fun underneath it, and sometimes it just feels like she wants to stab me.
I would never stab you, Peter. I'll get blood out on the floors.
See what I mean, Gary? Truly terrifying.
A poker face is very important. I'm sure it's nothing.
It's not the poker face I mind. I'm used to that. I'm not used to being so vilified. It's like every time I talk to her, she thinks I'm lying to her. It's
You are an acquired taste.
Almost like you're a bureaucrat.
this one looks at you, Gary, and says, "I am, aren't I?"
Everyone gets you. Some people will get used to you.
He seems lost in thought now, and like walks. He'll not say another word.
Oh no! It's okay. You can talk to Gary, Peter.
Look, Rhiannon looks calm, composed. She doesn't even look upset. I know what you're talking about, Peter.
I just killed Peter, I think.
Yeah,
Very
Rian,
emotive.
it's almost like
Good.
this man can literally just read you like a fucking open book.
Look, it's not fair. It's not fair. At the very least, Rhiannon's gonna be like, well, like I said, I'll have rooms prepared for you. I will try to find a lovely wine cake at the very
No,
least.
no, I think, you know what? I think I'm gonna find my own accommodations this time. I know when I'm not
Oh.
wanted. No, I understand you, Rian. I thought we were friends, but I see how it is. I see how it
Really?
is.
You bitch.
Rhiannon actually looks a little hurt by that. Oh, but Peter, I prepared so much for you. Even got the gift, the wine gift and everything, and you're just gonna throw
I'm
it back in my
gonna.
face?
No, I'm gonna take it with me, but I don't know.
I feel very hurt by this.
I'll place myself a nice tent somewhere on the beach. I'll live there like a hermit.
Oh, please, Peter, don't do that. It would hurt my heart so dearly if I knew you were out there on your own. In a tent, no less.
Yes, on the beach.
Ah, no, you can't do that. Come now, I'll apologize profusely. I'll even give you 2 cakes. How about that?
And I can be persuaded. As the
Smile.
eventually reach. Gary, do you see this? This is not what you would expect. It is a rather large manor, but these people are nobles who kind of like rule over an entire kind of like city. This is kind of like, this means one thing. Either they are very, very eccentric and choose to live like this, or most likely they are just poor and can't afford anything else. Just as a side note.
Yeah. Gary is not as forward as Peter. He will not hit. He will not backhand them.
Yes.
I'm the polite. With the reason they sent Gary.
And yeah, Urian, you're gonna have the guards kind of escort these people to their rooms and make sure they are all settled in. You have a couple of hours. There will be a message for you, Freya, informing you that Peter and the Malenkov representatives have arrived back. So you're notified of that. If the 3 of you want to meet and have a talk before dinner, where Gary would be introduced to the ruler, way to do it.
I think Rhiannon would do so as long as everyone's able to.
Sure, yes.
If Enrico and Naira would be there, Rhiannon would do her proper like bow to Freya before reporting back what happened, basically. Well, my lady, Peter has come. Of course, he also has brought another guest with him, and Mr. Gary Goldman, who will be introduced this evening to you. A financier from the Molenkoff company. I believe he's here to either assist with Peter or possibly with the project that we are working on.
How does he look to you? Does he look fine?
He looks like a man who enjoys his job at the very least. I can't say very much how much we can trust or rely on him, but like I said, he's here for the corporation, so I assume that he is here for their best interests, and they would not just send anyone, at least without trusting that they will look out for their best interest.
Thank you.
Of course. I do
Have you
want
prepared?
to. Oh, good.
Have you prepared the rooms?
Yes, the rooms have been prepared beforehand for both Peter and Mr. Goldman, as well as any type of desserts, refreshments, or anything they would need. I would want to warn you, Peter is in a particular. Well, you've met him before, my lady. So do not take his words to too much offense, at the very least.
Yes, yes. I figured yes. I'm trying.
He is an acquired taste.
Absolutely yes. I mean, he's one of a kind.
But at the very least, I want to make sure you and the others are aware, so there won't be too much friction. I will reside back into my rooms working on reports, if nothing else. If you need me, please, any of you, let me know.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Of course, my lady. Oh, before I forget, Naira, you've been gone for busy for quite some time, actually. Is everything all right?
I have been looking a lot into the parasite that I found and trying to understand it the best that I can, and I do have quite a bit of findings that are a bit disconcerting.
Oh,
Well, it is a singular type of parasite. However, it can change its behavior to mimic different poisons, possibly different diseases, depending on the stimulus that it is exposed to. And of the two samples that I have, they both react differently to the same stimulus. It's incredibly fragile and probably only able to be handled in very, very specialized labs with equipment. Like, it could have easily died while I was working with it. So that definitely narrows down where the origin of this could have come from. Only someone who's incredibly specialized, or most likely a team of incredibly specialized scientists dealing with like genetics, different pathogens, infectious diseases, something like that.
well, that is alarming, especially since it's in our equivalent of our. I don't think I don't. I know your room is in a basement. But that's what I always picture. Like it's in our basement right now.
It can be in the basement. That's fine.
I joked about the basement. Let's.
Yeah, kind of figured.
The
Do
RV
you
out
need
back.
the RV out back? Do you need any type of special tools to handle this unknown? What? I don't even know what to call it.
Parasite, pathogen. Yeah, either works. No, I think I've learned quite a bit from it already. I have yet to decide what to do with the two samples that we do have, as they are still alive. But I do still have a concern about it in that it's possible this pathogen could be in a body and lie dormant before becoming triggered and mimicking whatever it is it was trained to do.
That is
That's
also alarming.
why I took a couple of samples from everyone recently, just to make sure that it's not already in our systems. I didn't find anything, thankfully.
Well, that's something else to put in the board to get done and take care of. Oh, I almost forgot, my lady, and as well as you, everyone else here. I was thinking with everything going the way it is, we could start preparing. God damn it, we could start preparing.
It'll haunt
um,
us.
while I know it is not our full goal here, we can start preparing to at least store up our defenses, or to have some measure of to deal with that. So if it will be alright with you, Lady Freya, to put some money into a small bit of military, into training facilities for the small men we would have here, while we work on our other tools.
Yes, I mean, for the meanwhile, definitely, till we have some spies of house next.
Yes, then. Okay, very well. It wouldn't take too much out of our savings that we have here, but we should start preparing to do the next couple steps. And I assume with Mr. Goldman here, well, Molotov will have some words to say about that at the very least too.
Yes, probably, yes.
And if I'm not too sure how much the cost would be for you, Mrs. Naira, but I could possibly look at some possible, at least at the very least, some way to store it safely for this pathogen.
Do we want to continue storing this safely? This is incredibly dangerous to have.
I think it's better to store it than to have a janitor walk in and knock it over on the floor and have it escape.
What I mean is, do we want to keep it?
Ah, I see.
Like I said, it is pretty fragile, so without, I assume, some sort of host body or like the right conditions, it could just die.
Well, it does have. There's a boon in either direction. We can sell it off, possibly clean our hands of the whole thing, and hope whatever happens after that is no longer our problem. Though it could mean that those who knew about it may get very upset with us, or at the very least, whoever has it could do far worse than we could ever imagine with it. Or, and we can also get a good chunk of change from either pathogens. They are unique, as you said before. Or we can keep it and use it as a. You say it mimics other things. Does it mimic diseases and poisons? You were saying.
It's possible that I wouldn't have the equipment or the funds to do some kind of research, but it's possible I could continue looking into it and maybe find out a way for it to mimic sort of maybe like an antibody or something, to use it as a curative instead of something intended to kill.
That is my thought process. If nothing else, to study these unknown diseases that it could mimic within a safe environment, if we can build that, of course. And to
I can
find a way
continue
to
to
build.
study if that's what you wish. I'll also continue to monitor everyone's vitals, their blood, to make sure that no one has become exposed.
I'll say one thing, yes, you could feasibly use it to heal stuff. It's just that by having this inside of you, risk somebody else triggering more of its violent function. So it could be a high gambit, but technically, yes, it is possible to do what you want.
So when you said it can lie dormant in a body, that, does that mean that Naira treating it in Melissa and Astrid, it means that it's still in their bodies?
No, it means that it can just stay there without any sort of symptoms.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it's immune to detection. It's just gonna be a skill roll between yourself and the one who made it.
If that is okay with you, Lady Freya, to do such a thing, unless you have other thoughts, of course.
No, I think we should definitely look into it. I mean, if this gets into the wrong hands, it could be much worse.
I would prefer not to sell it to someone who could possibly continue using it in such a way.
Well, until we have a proper way to store it without risk of something going wrong, should we possibly have cards posted near Lady Naira's working area at the very least, or working lab, air quotes, until we can find, like I said, proper.
Wow, right in front of me.
Naira herself is like, I went to college. I've had better equipment somewhere else. Guys, this isn't really.
She's
make it
under
a
no
little far.
delusions here.
Yeah.
We've got a mini fridge, and that's about it.
Oh no.
There's a working faucet.
It will
Yeah.
take some time, but I could do that if that's all right.
Yes.
Very well then. I will start the preparations for that as well. But outside of that, I will start working.
I see you two at dinner.
See you all at dinner as well. As Rianne does her goodbye to both Enrique, for everyone, Enrique and Ira and Lady Freya. I post some guards near Naira's place to watch and keep guard of her lab.
That's
I
definitely
mean,
not going to alert
I was gonna
spies that
say,
there's
like,
something important in there.
if you just
Yeah, I thought
randomly
about it, yeah.
double, there's always gonna be guards
Yeah.
around. If you like, be like,
Okay.
I'm just gonna make double the guards. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Okay. As long as there's a guard, I'm fine with that.
No
because-
space in the house.
Yeah, I mean,
Look, if
you
any-
did get like a boost of guards
That is
recently.
also true.
You have about 12 of no, that's more. I think you got more.
You
right?
said 20, I believe.
Yeah.
20, I have it written down.
20 above the 9 we already have.
Yeah, because you lost a couple. I'll say
We lost three.
I'll say 24 now. There's 24. It's fine. But yeah. So there's definitely more guards in the house.
Okay, good. That's the case, then yes, I'll leave that alone then. Because I keep thinking we have our lovely mall cops who we all adore and lead.
So yeah, later that day in the evening, as dinner is getting set, both Peter and Gary join you at the table. As Freya and Naira, you see this older gentleman walking in after Peter and sitting down at the table. As Peter says, Lady Freya, Lady Naira, this is one of my trustworthy associates, Mr. Goldman, and he will be here to assist and, well, help you manage new funds that will be redirected your way. I would have no one better deal with this situation.
Pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you. Okay. Glad to hear we get some more help.
What was the question?
Pleasure said she's
I just-
glad to help.
Oh, considering the projects that will be happening on the planet, I have to travel a lot, so I won't be able to oversee things personally. And well, as long as there's Malenkov money here, there has to be a Malenkov representative to, well, keep an eye on things and, well, provide seamless communication between House Kairos and Malenkov and, well, make sure everything goes smoothly. But is there a problem?
No. It's a pity that you don't come over that often anymore.
I'm sure you will miss my presence. Don't worry, just because you don't see me doesn't mean I am not here in spirit. As he smiles.
Freya's gonna smile as well. And nod. So there any big project?
Well, there is the large entertainment district we're building in Heraklion. There's a few more Well, in the work deals, they're not finalized. I'm not allowed to talk about them, different contractual obligations, but you might see our sign popping up in a few more places. Yorith, maybe. Cyrac, who knows? The world is rather large, and these things may not become relevant for at least under half a year to maybe more.
Quite an
I'm
expansive
glad that
operation.
is.
You'll have to repeat what you said because I didn't get that.
I said it's quite an expansive operation.
Well, we are quite an expansive corporation, and I am an ambitious man, if nothing else. I can guarantee you this: you are all still my favorites. This city, the potential, sky's the limit.
I feel like Naira just looks at Rhea.
Zero
Shares a
and
look like, uh-huh.
Rhea has a bit of smile. She's also just, like slightly shaking her head. Like, don't worry, he said it's there for one. Well, at the very least, we will enjoy your company while we still have it, and we will happy looking forward to working with Mr. Goldman in the future.
There is no better man that I would trust my finances to. Trust me, I trust him with a lot of money.
That's high praise. Look forward to seeing what he could do for us.
Um, well, just kind of like nod. Yeah, well, don't let me steal the spotlight, Gary. Tell these people more about yourself.
No, I'm not. There isn't that many more introductions to be made. As a introducing project manager at Malenkov Corp, I'll be happy to assist you in developing this beautiful jewel of a town. I prefer keeping myself rather busy. I'll be here to assist you and to make the city truly great.
Well, we look forward to working with you as we try to, of course, build our economy to a proper, shining example.
Oh, we're gonna make this one. Oh, we're gonna make this one shiny jewel.
Yes, I do hope that you take our words in account as well in this.
Of course, you are the ones in charge of the city. We are here merely to help you. As I said before, Malenkov values his friends and partners.
Well, that is lovely to know and very reassuring then.
Of course. Very well, let's get
So
that. Oh, sorry.
Can you tell us anything about your previous project?
I used to do quite a lot of things, mostly managing. You want to talk? You want to see my portfolio? Used to be at Trump
Well,
here, changed but then changed over to the company. Mostly managed logistics, construction management, dealing with contractors. Did some work with the spaceport logistics. It's nothing exciting. There's a lot of paperwork. But if you want my resume, you can have it if you desire to look over it. You spot nothing out of the ordinary.
I trust you. Just want to know who we're working with.
I can show you I'll do my job straight and steady.
That's what I like to hear.
Maybe yeah,
at the very
you
least.
just spend maybe you spend like a half an hour just kind of like glossing over several investments and projects you've worked on other planets. Maybe even some of your work with Chom, getting a bit more detailed there. You can give me all of you can give me an understand roll if you want to try and like keep up with this man. Let's be like a
Challenging
difficulty
stuff, too.
to like not that because he's not going into too much technical detail, but
Is it something that goes in with data and things like that, Grunt?
yeah, definitely.
Finance.
Your mentat staff
Okay, I'm
would
gonna use.
help you.
Oh,
Yeah, I have one that helps me with this one, so.
I don't do money stuff.
Yeah, no, listen, Naira, this is
Funny words.
no, these things sound boring and tedious to you.
Okay, I have two because I have a no. Look, let me finish. Let me finish. I have a Mentat discipline that means when I do
Yeah.
anything that recalling data, I get a one. Like one of my dice have rolled as a success, so I have
Yeah.
2 dice, not just one. Like, please
Yeah, no,
don't make fun
it's
of me yet. Let me finish. Let me save
No,
myself.
no, like Rian, you would because you're an actual mentat. Like you can keep up with the numbers. It's just that a lot of the decisions he made in those portfolios seem a bit interesting and maybe not what you would have done. But listen, the numbers don't lie. They were successful at the end. So different routes to the same destination, I guess.
Mhm.
Because there are things that just being a human computer does not help you glean.
Yeah, that's
Very straight and
numbers
narrow.
101. I know.
I'm straight as narrow, as I
There's a
said.
human.
There's the human element, there's a risk element, there's a lot of predictive things that you can't just do without any sort of data to model them on. So, yeah, unfortunately, he at least seems competent to all of you. I don't see any Freya roll, so I guess you don't even really try. Oh,
Nerd.
never
Oh,
mind. There we go. The true politician here understands Goldman. She kind of follows you along, follows the narratives. Like, I see what you did there. I understand why you did that. That makes sense. That's an interesting approach, but I can see why you did it. Freya, Goldman is perfect for what you would need as a treasurer. He is the kind of man that if you have around, you will never lose money, you will just gain it. At kind of like when you draw the final line.
So he's perfect for the job.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, you can trust Goldman with money.
Yes. I mean, I am impressed. I'm glad working with you.
I'm also excited for this blooming partnership.
It can only go up from now.
Oh, the line will always go up. Don't you worry about that. As I said, that's the numbers will always stay green.
Glad to hear that. I mean, we do need the money.
It's a bit of a shame. No one else developed this beautiful little quaint town of yours.
We're gonna make the best of it now.
Oh, you can be sure of that. Also, this cake is rather excellent. I must say, Peter, you were correct.
I told you it's like stuffing it with the chocolate cake.
I'm more maybe convinced that to change my taste from the savory towards the sweet.
That'll serve you well here, by the way.
Maybe that's not milk.
It's an excellent dish. Rihanna looks defending herself here.
Wait, now
Look, I'll add cookies if that helps.
in character. That'll serve
Yeah,
you well.
in character.
Peter
So is
just said,
Rihanna.
yeah, Peter's. No, I'm telling you, maybe the wine. I just add some wine to it. It's an easy thing.
A cake will always help. I will enjoy the wine.
Honestly, like then stops. Well, adding cookies to that's an interesting. How would you add them? Kind of like looks at your Rian. Would you like ground them into like little pieces and like
Well.
stuck them inside? Give it like a crunchy flavor.
That's always true. Adding some extra flavor, a surprise inside would be great, of course. There's also my favorite cookie cake.
That's true. You imagine this. I just picture this from a customer perspective. You're presented with this very like seemingly normal looking chocolate cake. As soon as you take a bite, you feel it, that little hidden surprise, just ready to pop, just in your mouth. It's wonderful. Rian, would you ever consider opening a cake shop?
Oh, there's a minute where Rihanna looks kind of excited for like.
I'm willing to
Well-
fund it personally from the ground up. Give you the marketing if you had the production part of it.
Just
Just think about it.
Duties,
Yeah,
Lady
just-
Freya.
Just think about it.
Yes.
Don't need to give me an answer now. Just think about it.
Of course. Thank you, Peter. I don't even know if he's making fun of me or not. I kind of
No,
want to insult
he's-
him, but I think Rihanna wants to believe that he actually
Feel
said
free
his
to
head.
insight me. You have failed up until now, but feel free to insight him. I don't know.
Maybe this will be the.
Look,
It's the cake. It's its weakness. It's
Just,
weakening him up.
just buy threat. Just buy the threat, Rian. Like,
Can I insight it?
sure, you
I
can.
just want to know
You
if
can
he's making
insight
fun of
him.
me or not.
Naira doesn't hate him the way that I do, but
It's just
Oh,
a cake
like
and
Rihanna is too excited.
is that
She's so excited about that.
Yeah, no, he seems genuine. He wants you to open a cake shop. Yeah, with 3 successes, I will
What
actually.
a fucking metaphor.
I will dignify you with a roll. I will.
Would dignify it. Oh, let's see.
Peter spent the threat.
Peter doesn't need to spend the threat. Why are you on about, Mac?
Okay, just making sure.
Don't like that laugh.
Uh,
He rolled 2 ones.
Look, they'll put poison in the cake. I don't even care. I'll still gonna enjoy myself.
Just don't eat your own cake.
He's not gonna poison the cake. He's just being a fucking bastard. It's just like alluding to things.
yeah,
It's doing a little trolling.
I will give you. I think because it's weird the way they have traits and stuff. So instead of buying threat, I guess I buy momentum. Just like reroll that natural 20 he just got. So listen,
Come on.
yeah,
You're
no,
such a bitch.
I am indeed. I am
Peter's
the,
not
I am
so-
the pettiest bitch. So Rian, like, he is genuinely, he like, not Rian, Naira, he genuinely wants Rian to open like a cake shop, but he does kind of like treat the whole matter very humorously, not like you would think a normal businessman would approach a actual opening a business. It's more for his own personal amusement.
So nothing about the whole like, oh yeah, having a surprise inside a cake is good from a customer's perspective, where you're expecting one thing and then ooh, there's another thing. There's nothing about that. That's weird.
I mean, the statement
Look,
is,
Jill,
okay. Listen, the statement is weird. I never said the statement. It's just like you're analyzing his disposition and demeanor.
Okay.
Like the
Jill, I'm gonna
statement
tell you, this
is
is how we
about
felt
as
at the beginning with. This is how we felt at the beginning with Oscar, where me and Tamara were just like, man, he has to be a serial killer or
I
some
will-
murderer or
Yeah.
some evil
I will-
guy. There's no way.
I will always be vindicated. I always stand the good guys.
There are similarities with Oscar, but for some reason is
Like with Marshall, I'll be vindicated.
Look, if he
Okay.
gives me a bakery, I'll look the other way for a little bit.
he's just being goofy. Got it. Okay.
It's
He's a
neurodivergent.
goofy little guy.
Statistic.
The
He's
fear is probably justified, though.
a little bit of trolling. He's teasing you.
Yes, of course.
Rian
Oh.
opening a bakery.
listen. She's feeding him
Don't name
chocolate
it.
cake all the time. Like clearly enjoys it.
Look, I give him different flavors, not just chocolate cake, guys. I have a different palate.
Yes, but apparently chocolate cake is his favorite now. So,
Lava cake, to be precise.
but as if there's any other conversations you would like to have, otherwise, dinner is kind of ends at some point, and you all retire to your quarters. At least Gary and Peter leave you. They bid you a good night, and leave you to your own devices for a moment. If you have to discuss any sort of first impressions you might have gotten.
So, my lady, Naira, Enrico, any thoughts?
Corporate suit is nothing special.
The Enrico cameo.
Rico Campbell.
I should just put it like this. The one person who plays two characters in the game.
I didn't mean to, Grande.
Well, they seem very interested in profit margins. Not that it would be harmful to us in any way. Not that I can see. I didn't
Well.
really follow most of the conversation, if I'm being completely honest.
I mean, I am impressed with Mr. Goldman. I mean, he knows what he's talking about. I'm glad he's helping us.
Yeah, my worry for Mr. Goldman and Marlantov is that they will fully push themselves on our own affairs and try to justify what we should do with our own funds, but I assume they would just stick to their projects. We don't have to worry about that aspect as long as we don't cause too much of an issue.
I hope it's that way, yes.
Nothing else? It is stated that they are only here for for their corporation, so I assume for now we should trust them in that regard.
I mean, do we have another choice?
That is true. Sadly, we are in a position where a lot of wiggle room is not really afforded to us, at least not now. We both know we can't afford that.
Can't
Can do
afford
toss
it,
the face
but you
dances, hope
can
they
do
don't like
it.
us.
Yeah.
Pride. No, pride.
Listen, the Benetelax who pay well, they're nice to their employees. They guarantee you life insurance.
Oh,
Yeah, sure, sometimes you won't remember things, but it's fine.
No, you always remember. You always no. You
Yeah.
always,
No, you don't. It's not invented yet. It's fine. Don't worry about your memories. Who even
always-
needs? Do you want to remember how you died? No, you don't.
you will remember your death. Very detailed.
Well, at the very least, it looks like we will have a new addition to the household, though maybe this is a bit of a thing of my own pride at this point, but Peter and Mr. Gary have made some comments about our living accommodations. I'm not sure that it's up to their standards of what a noble should be.
We are working with limited resources, to put it politely.
Yes.
If nothing else, you're probably right. I shall endeavor to follow both your examples. And you probably was making fun of me with the bakery thing, but I may take some thought on that.
I mean, it would fit you.
He seemed genuine in his idea, though. I don't know. It just seemed more of like a entertainment thing rather than an actual suggestion.
I can deal with someone making fun of me at the very least too. So, if as long as I will think on it. But if there's nothing else, I'll wish you both good evening. I'll prepare myself for a bit of work before bed.
I wish you both a good sleep.
Good sleep indeed.
Oh boy.
Wow,
That's
yeah, I know.
threatening.
What? No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
See?
The parasite.
As the guards escort you to your rooms, Gary, Peter kind of like
Who wakes up with a
weighs them
knife
off
to
a
their
bit and
throat?
says, "I'm curious, what did you think about them?"
They're polite. They are not as arrogant as the other nobles. I think they're somewhat naive and also clearly not of the same means as the others. As Gary looks at the house,
Indeed, indeed.
their advisors are very competent, though.
Well,
And I do think
one's a soup doctor and the other one's a mentat. And the large man standing there behind, that was a swordsman of Guinness. So
how did they get so much? How did they get them off?
apparently
look-
their Lady Freya's father was a very well-connected man.
Who is he now? Huh?
So yes, they are all very competent. Top of the line of what they do.
But I think it'll be easy to get them to agree against looking at this house. Clearly, not much wealth going around here.
Some people look at money. Some people look at buildings. Some people just look at jewelry. I see people, Gary. And if you think a place that has swordsman of Guinness, a mentat, a souk doctor has no wealth to go around, it's looking deep enough, Gary.
They clearly must have something going for them if they can assemble such a team.
Point exactly. There is an extreme amount of wealth here, in fact. Much more than most of the other minor lords and ladies of this planet. Do you understand? Do you understand now why I brought you here?
I can see now. I'm here to nurture the small sprout until it grows into a beautiful, beautiful flower.
Exactly. And
The prettiest on Azar.
make sure that these people don't swindle us.
Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure they'll not forget the bills.
I kind of like pat you on the shoulder. Good night, Mr. Goldman.
Good night, Peter.
He'll retire to his own quarters. As you get to unpack and Sleep and definitely a more rustic vibe, that's for sure. Now, this is a good question. Any plans from anyone?
Like for the next few days, or
Yeah, and the close future. Depending on what you want to do, I'll probably take more or less time.
well, I think with Freya's blessing, Rian's gonna put that money into preparing that military, that fork wealth for the military, and look into possibly finding a proper containment for Naira's bio weapon.
It's not a weapon.
Bio baby. I don't know what to call it, man. Do I just look on Amazon to see how much it would cost? Like,
Okay, like the army is simple enough.
Mhm.
So you upgrade your military. How would that even look? Like, what are you envisioning here?
Let me make sure I can read the thing fully. Give me 1 second. I pulled the page. I apologize.
Oh, don't read the thing. Just tell me what
Because
you want. Tell me what you
because
want.
I assume it would basically.
Hmm.
I assume it means basically housing for them, a proper housing for them, proper training field for them, to get people to train our soldiers. Like I said, I'm not expecting a full force invasion army. Just something to keep our border walls, essentially, training them and preparing them and having them place to sleep, and their own place to department to go to, essentially a building for themselves.
Guards.
No,
Possible.
what I'm asking is, how do you envision these people? Where are you procuring them from? How do you envision them behaving? Like, what kind of? Because you are spending money, so how would you want to build this militia, this fighting force?
I assume because we are not we are just a acting place for now, that we would start to reach out for outside forces. So I would trust for Enrico to know the proper channels to, like, hey, contacts people we
So
can trust
mercenaries.
necessarily, or people we can.
Mercenaries.
Okay.
Yeah. You could say it like that. Yeah.
Failed
And then,
recruits for the White Serpents.
Hopefully not, crazy people, but people that Enrico can trust and vouch for at the very
Yeah,
least.
okay, they're not
And
gonna
then
just
we can-
like be like, well, the other guys offered us like one wealth more, so I'm gonna kill you now.
The problem with mercenaries is the
Yeah.
competent ones also cost a bit of money, and the loyalty.
But I don't
costs
know if
money.
this is Crusader Kings 2 or not. I wanted to make sure.
Competent
Sorry.
mercenaries. There are
Well,
no.
they-
There are no competent. It depends what you understand by competent, but they're not gonna be as good as the White Serpents. That's for sure.
Loyal.
No,
loyal.
I'm not saying goodness. I'm saying people who will at least at the very least be loyal to that regard.
So
Like, they won't immediately
reply,
like
that
backstab.
reply was to Mac. No, I got what you mean.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I said they're not gonna just betray you
Okay.
at the dime of a hat because someone offered them a bit more money.
Hmm.
Not gonna.
Gotcha.
It's like, well, guys, they got 6 wealth from the other guys, so fuck you, I guess.
Counts for something.
No. They are like they're happy these people have a reputation. They can't just be like flip flopping from fucking contract to contract.
Literally.
Yeah.
As long as you pay them, there will be no problems.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but this will be like a more of a general thing. Other than that, you want to get a containment tank for these not weapons,
Look,
living beings, these sweet innocent
Yeah.
babies.
Parasite.
These
There's
are
already a
are
terrible-
bio babies. Look, I've seen Resident Evil. I know what happens when the janitor just mops his face with
Yes,
the darn
yes,
glasses. We're gonna make
that's-
sure.
That will require a role from you.
Resident Evil.
Ooh.
You
What's
can
the role,
you
Grunt?
can
What's the
use
role?
communicate, I guess, and procure one.
Okay. Can I use
Uh,
negotiation?
Yes, you can use negotiation. Given what you're trying to contain, given the fact that probably don't want to be more of the hush hush, and you're not really in deep with the criminal underworld, I will say difficulty 5.
Ooh, okay. So Rianne's going to use her communication, her duty, her focus, her determination, and can I buy threat grunt?
Yes, you also have 1 momentum.
Okay. If it's all right with you guys, I'll use that momentum as well.
Yes.
Is it a
is
new
all right.
scene? Wait,
Sure,
no,
yes.
never mind. I can only do that when we don't have momentum. Never mind.
Okay. God,
So,
So yeah, go ahead.
God damn it.
Hold on, I have something here. I think. If you look at my talent.
Huh?
Can
you do have advisor, but it's only for discipline.
no, bolster.
Bolster?
Yeah, let me read the talent.
Yeah, it's spend 2 points of momentum or 2 threat. You have no momentum, and I think it's just 2 threat to ignore the complication.
It's the same thing.
So yeah, it'd be the
Yeah.
same thing in this case. I don't know what Driven does, but yeah, you can just spend 2 threat to ignore that complication, Rian.
Wait, no, they
I
can
will.
re-roll her dice pool.
Yeah, but you have to
Oh.
spend 2 threat to use it. It's the same thing.
Dice pool all the dice, not just one dice.
Mac. So if you spend 2 threat, re-roll the dice pool, or spend 2 threat to ignore the complication, you still have spent 2 threat. Or you just mean you wanna like her to succeed.
To see that, I thought to ruin the complication, she will still fail. Just remove the complication.
That's true. So I was gonna say that
If you want to, if you want to try again.
they actually
Well,
they can use your discipline score, but it's the same.
It's a
Yeah, it's the same. So yeah, I guess you can
So-
just try to re-roll if you want.
reroll.
we'll call his
Okie
friends.
dokie.
Black market. There we go. You sit down.
Okay, that's a success. Yeah, it's harder, but luckily someone else has enough money
We don't talk about my friends.
and connections to,
You roll.
and you actually need Goldman's assistance.
Thank you, Mr. Goldman.
Yeah, to procure some specialized containment containers that can house this organism without endangering any non-trained professional that like might touch it or like drop it on the floor.
Okay.
Oh no, that means Mr. Goldman knows about it.
I don't know. Would
Does-
Mr. Goldman ask any questions? Or
No,
he
he would
help-
not.
He
Yeah.
knows what he's procuring though, so
He knows. He would know that's just a biocontainment thingy.
yeah,
Guys,
he has because like well, otherwise he can't help you. So
You could also have just said no to Mr. Goldman and just keep the complication and the failure. It's up to you.
no, I think it's like how much does Mr. Goldman ask and how much does Rian
he
Rian
knows
tell?
what he's
That's the question.
procuring. He knows what he's procuring because
You have to ask what I'm buying.
Yeah. I don't know if he knows, like, hey, there's a bio baby and somewhere in our house.
doesn't know it's in your house, but he knows you bought 2 containers for some very, very specialized living organisms.
Mr. Goldman will take a mental note of that, but he will not do well. He's here to help and assist.
Can we not call it a bio baby?
I don't know. I really like bio baby unless you decide to name them.
I'll repost it like
Adam and Eve. It's so
What's this, a Final Fantasy game? Come on.
like I'm sorry, what would you call this? This is
Stop! No.
Run for joining that
Beautiful.
game, giving us the baby.
I don't want that.
Just suffering for 4 sessions was worth it, Grunt.
But yeah, so do you does it say like this? Do you use Goldman to get the containers or
Of course I will, Grunt. Like I said,
Okay.
I just want to make sure that the details, just in case this comes up
Yeah.
ever again in a conversation.
it's not like he knows, oh, they have this specific
A
thing.
bioweapon.
Like
That's
but these sort of containers
that's
are
the
used
main
to
thing.
like store dangerous pathogens and fucking weird shit. Which
Yeah, that's fine. I just
don't
wanna
I assume
accidentally-
Goldman
yeah.
you would report this to Peter because this is literally why he's put you here.
Yes, I'm sorry,
Okay.
guys. You can use my
No, it's
assistance.
fine.
No, it's fine.
No,
It's,
no.
it's literally fine.
So yeah,
This
Yeah.
is my reaction.
as well while you're doing that Anyone else have any plans? Anything they want to take care of?
Okay, no.
Not really for me. Just, I guess, still working with this little shit, parasite.
Maybe Goldman would chat with
I was
like
gonna say you're not working with Peter. Wait a minute.
yeah. Goldman basically work on the space where maybe
The
talk.
other little shit, the other thorn in my side.
You go will maybe talk to the spaceport, maybe to set up some arrangement agreements, basically for the paperwork for the shuttle services. Maybe talk to Europe also.
Well, I
Stuff like that.
mean the what?
No, nothing. You just prepare that. He was
No, prepare what? I didn't get that.
the paperwork. The agreements for TSA.
Well, I mean the agreements are already kind of like they're already working on the
The
shuttle.
paperwork, sorry,
Yeah, it's just that they will need oversight, and in the future, you'll probably you'll have to handle negotiations.
all right then. Yeah, then for now it's nothing then.
No, as you can kind of like check the construction side, things are going smoothly, but you know that generally Malenkov pays their construction teams very well, and they're all very like professional about it. So this is pretty much par for the course. It's what you would expect.
Special.
But yeah. Then maybe like a day or so after Rian, the guards do announce that Peter wants to come in and talk to you.
Okay then. I assume it's in Rianne's office in
Yeah.
this regard. Okay. She's like, oh yes, let him enter.
And as the White Serpent opens the door for him, Peter walks in and says, "So about the cake.
Yes.
Come on, don't
Peter,
laugh.
What about the cake?
It's a
exactly?
wonderful idea. Have you made a decision? Are you gonna actually go through it?"
Well, I have put a lot of thought in it, and I think I can make time in my schedule with my other duties and with Mr. Goldman here. I see why not. Yep. Yes, I think it'll be a lovely idea.
Yes, and I can imagine. I can already like see just a line of people waiting to just get a slice of that pie. Wonderful. Trust me. It will be I'll make it famous. I'll make sure everyone can taste it. It'll become a celebrity.
But I know I'm not really great at this, but I'm gonna try to understand Peter again.
Sure.
Look, this is now a goal for me. I'm gonna put in my character aspirations. Figure this
Sure.
guy out.
Go ahead.
I was fighting so hard not to say "ayo."
He thinks your cake is the best cake in the world. Just seems very convinced. It
Aw.
does kind of like strike you of he seems he wants to impress you, and he seems like he wants to, how should I put this, nurture your passion for cake. It's a very weird way of saying it, but like I can see you're excited about this, so I'm just gonna like help you achieve, kind of like propel you to greater heights.
Okay, Rianne. Look, Rianne's excited about the bakery. She's a little unsure about what Peter exactly is his angle, but she's excited about this, so she's not gonna let it spoil her mood.
The problem is Peter's angle is a circle. That's your issue here.
It's a circle. Okay, Rianne will eventually figure it out, but for now, she's just like, okay, I'm doing this.
It's an angle. It's a 360 angle. It's very hard to.
It goes back to Peter.
Yeah, you're not sure if this is he's just. Again, you've maybe in like some of the small talks as you've spent some time with Goldman these last couple of days, you do gain the idea that maybe Peter is just that eccentric We'll call it that. That's a nice word to use. I don't think Goldman is necessarily
Yeah.
hiding it. He's not. He's just being polite about it.
Yeah, I think for right now, Rian's thought process is like, yeah, he's just one of those type of people. Just a very eccentric guy who's just very enthusiastic. So it's odd for the company that Rian usually was trained to be in front of. So she's kind of grappling with that right now.
Yeah, it's like playing chess with the pigeon, Ryan. It's so yeah. So yeah, a couple
Looking
of
up recipes for wine cake apparently.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said looking up recipes for
Oh.
wine cake.
True. Yeah, no, I mean, he will actually send you a, I don't know what you will call it, like business offer, financial report, a business plan. I think that's like the best way to put it, a business plan. This is a lot of money, the equivalent of one wealth for a single bakery. That's actually kind of insane.
Oh, he is eccentric. Gonna read over that contract, of course.
It's not necessarily a contract. This is the business plan. So it's something that, hey, here's my
Oh.
suggestions. Here's the funds. This is the budget you have.
Portfolio.
Yeah, this is how I suggest you split things, like how much you invest into ingredients, cooks, the actual bakery, the building, how you divide it up, like entire proposal, right? You can add your own insight to it. You can modify things. It's up to you. But I wanted to mention the fact that the budget is actually just insane for a bakery. Like you can pretty much do whatever you want with it. So you can be as zany as you want. Yeah, eventually a couple of
Rian
days.
doesn't have a zany bone in her body.
Yeah, we'll see about that. As eventually the containers do arrive, as the servants will bring them to your lab, Naira, and you can now safely store these living things inside of them.
All right, and I assume they like lock.
Yes, like
Okay.
they're gonna be hard to break them out of.
Good. I feel a little bit better about it now. I feel like, given how paranoid that Naira has become, it's probably leaked into other parts of her personality. She's just terrified that something is going to go wrong with these things.
I mean, what could be wrong with housing dangerous bioweapons in your
I
living
literally
room?
asked to just kill them so that we wouldn't have to, deal with it. Like, just let the virus or the parasite die, and then, like, it's not a threat anymore.
You could have, that's true. But then imagine how much wealth you would lose and...
But I was told no, keep
Yeah.
researching. Stop calling them bio babies. I will refuse to call them that. Thank you.
Listen, type bio babies in chat like 3 more times and it will manifest.
No.
Has to be different people though.
Stop, everyone's typing. Stop.
There's one bio baby, there's the second bio baby.
No.
If I get the third bio baby, that's it.
Tamara! No, Tamara, please, Tamara! Do it!
Mara, don't do this to me. Red, don't do this to me.
Look, I already did my bio baby. I only get one, right?
She's typing.
Yeah.
Oh! No!
Damn.
Weak!
Damn.
I don't support this. No.
Weak!
Mara's my favorite now. Thank you. I
Well,
love you.
it's just...
Project Eve and Project Adam.
Look.
Don't call in your strongest soldier. Get out of here.
I will...
It comes from the heavens.
I'll see what Zaz has to say.
Get outside votes. Votes are coming in now.
Listen, Dick. Don't manipulate elections. What the fuck are you doing?
Only Greg can do
We
that.
need to have plausible deniability here. We can't just blurt it out. But yeah. So as the profit is very high. So, well, I mean, as the chat has spoken its mind. So as you put them in the containments, they're safe for now, or more rather, you are safe from them. And at this point, the first batch of Nick's actors has arrived. Up and coming actors have arrived, and you're starting to put them through the motions, making sure that things will go smoothly, not like last time. Any sort of future plans you want to start or discuss?
Yeah, I know. We mechanical wise, we talked about it, but we talked about possibly upping our house skills. Does we want to start spending wealth on that, guys, to make it easy for us for future endeavors, or do we have other ideas?
Yeah, we talked about communication, right?
Yeah, give 1 second.
Communicate and understand. Those are the two ones. Yeah, communicate will be more
Yeah,
negotiation. Discipline will be construction people, and understand will be brain power.
Which page was that on again in this darn book? I forgot.
It's pawns and I think
Yeah, I have that.
around 120.
120, are you sure?
1-3.
1-3?
1-3, okay.
That's the PDF 120. If I get confused.
Okay, yeah, I see. Because to bump something to skill 7, it's 4 wealth. It's not too crazy. So I didn't know if we wanted to.
Yeah, no, that's
bump,
good. That's good. Yeah. Once we get to the
yeah.
management session, we will need those house skills. Our competent advisors will do jack shit, except my 10 wealth.
Wow, thanks
I'm
for
sorry.
that.
No, I'm sorry. No, we will do good, but mechanically speaking,
Because
do
we'll
nothing.
roll with the house.
The house,
yeah.
yes. Yeah, the
Mhm.
advisor
know-
is that.
Previously, at least I have in my notes, we talked about we wanted to up the
We have good advisors. We have good advisors. I didn't
Communication.
want to insult anyone.
No, you're good. Our skills. I'm trying to pull up our house to see where our
Right now we had
thing is
4
at.
everywhere.
Yeah, no, I just want to look at it. Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah. So if you want to up communication to 7, that's gonna be 4 wealth.
how much have we spent so far?
We've only spent 4 for the military as of right now, I believe.
And then the
Yeah.
one for the bakery, right?
Oh no, Peter gave that to me, so I don't. That didn't
That's
take anything
free.
out the house funds. Yeah. Right now we have at least 11 wealth. Jeez, can I do math? Yeah, 11 wealth left altogether.
That's 10 from Goldman. No, don't forget.
That won't be until the end, so we
Alright.
haven't done that part yet.
True.
So we can put communicate to 7 if everyone's cool with that.
Yep, that's good.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
I think we discipline also isn't too bad because discipline might also come up.
So,
Mm.
have you come to some conclusions? Because I was AFK. But...
Yes, we have.
Yeah, so we're bringing up communication to because we have 11 wealth left after the 4 from military. So if we spend at least to bring
Isn't
communicate
it
to.
5 for the military?
For militia
It's-
is 5.
Yeah, it's 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was 4.
you have 10 wealth.
4 is for the
Yeah.
training facility.
Ah, thank you then.
It's a
Okay,
separate thing.
gotcha. Okay, so we have 10 wealth, but yeah, we want to bring communicate to 7, so
Yeah.
that's spending 4 wealth for that.
Yep.
And Mac brought up, do we want to bring up discipline to 7 as well? Because it might be important too.
Construction projects in the future. Because many of those are discipline based. It's workers.
Okay. I mean,
It's my idea, basically.
Yeah, discipline would reflect how, funny enough, disciplined your people are. How well they perform at
Do we have
tasks.
do we have Italian workers who sleep on the job, or do we have German workers?
I What a dangerous thing to say.
I don't think I've heard Grunt laugh that hard in a while.
Yeah, no, that's another way to put it, I guess. Do you have people who take fiestas, or do you have like dedicated, hardworking Germans who work at maximum efficiency?
We feel like a siesta town, but we can up our discipline.
Yeah, we can up our discipline.
By how much?
Do we want to go 7 or do we want to go 5 to 6 with that one? Because that's just too well for 5 to 6. I don't. If we spend the 2 wolf, will it bring the discipline to 6? Or because this is 5.
I'll put it at 6. I know it says 5 to 6. It's a bizarre thing. I'll just put it at.
Yeah. Okay.
So then 6 it is.
Yes. So we have 4 wealth remaining.
Yep.
How much would it cost to improve our home, Grunt? Because everyone keeps talking about it.
I think that's 5.
Damn. Next time, guys. We'll look at the house next time.
Yeah, it's 5 wealth.
We could deal with people
Listen.
being
You can
bitches for a little while longer.
You can. I'll say this. You can ask your good friend Peter. Hey, listen. Maybe you can charm him into giving you one
I
more
do not
wealth.
want a house that has the Mellenkopf like logo everywhere.
No, it was Peter's
I don't
face.
want a
No, like-
sponsored
It's
house.
either be the Mankov logo or be Peter's face.
Listen, it's just how you want to negotiate for extra money, or just beg Mr. Goldman to give you a very generous loan with certainly not high interest rates.
Never.
Never. Yeah, I think we can say this for now,
They are nice, okay? They're nice people. They're just bureaucrats.
says the bureaucrat.
Yeah, they just hate Peter because it's annoying. Imagine just hating someone just for that.
Yeah, you talk. We don't talk much. We look at Excel spreadsheets.
Yeah, because everyone in the Malenkov Corporation is playing EVE Online while Peter's just playing StarCraft 2. It's weird. What the fuck? But yeah, I'll spend like the better part of a month on this. Any other plans, any other moves you want to make in the meantime?
Rianne is opening up that bakery, Grunt. I am going to do it.
The name.
Oh, shoot. It's either going to be, there's Rianne's house, what was it?
Ian's rolling pin and the red velvet. Those are the two ones.
There's also Tick the Cake as well.
The cake was it?
Take the cake.
I think I'll go with the rolling pin one for now.
Yay!
Sorry, Red
They
isn't in
won.
Rianne's.
I was
Can
gonna
I get
make
prize
some.
money?
I was gonna make some other suggestions, but yeah, no, that's much
Okay.
more wholesome.
That's much
What
more
was it gonna be?
I was like thinking about Rianne's spice, or like I
The
was,
spice of life.
yeah, I was like,
the secret ingredient.
Or Coco.
Secret ingredient is a cute name.
yeah, secret ingredient is a good name.
Oh, now you guys got me. You know what? I'm sorry. Jill, next time you're gonna help me name something else. I'm gonna go with the secret ingredient because I feel like it's a great metaphor. That's gonna be a horrible foreshadowing,
Yes.
maybe.
Yes. Yeah. I 100% agree.
You can
It's
trust
too
me,
perfect.
I don't take the slander lightly.
You're
It's
right, I can
it's
trust.
a bakery, but we want to also like make it because for me a bakery is just a place you go and like buy the stuff, but you can also technically sit down and eat the stuff there.
Yeah, I'll bring a cafe element. Yeah.
Okay. That's how you say it in English, a bakery and a cafe.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. I would just call it a bakery that just you know.
Yeah, or at least the ones I've been to default do have like chairs and seating, but cafe is the element we're looking for.
It's
I
more
think you're describing.
pleasant.
Yeah, because when I think bakery, because in Romanian we have like different names for like the different stuff. So that you call the thing that makes cake something else versus the thing that makes bread or pastries or
Oh,
different
okay.
names. So that's what, because I was thinking of like a place that just bakes the stuff. But yeah, no, that's
Yeah, no-
true, I guess.
Yeah, she could be a conditionary. I think it's called. Maybe I'm slurring the. Yeah,
Confectionery is, like,
confectionery. Yeah,
candies and stuff, but
I'm not sure.
Mm.
Okay,
But
so
yeah,
the
I'll
secret
definitely add
ingredient.
some drinks.
I'll make a logo for you later.
Fucking Peter will grab the fucking design teams. What's the project, sir? Something very important, guys. Trust me.
For the lulz.
Then approve the budget, goddammit. Approve it.
Yeah, but
I need this. Come on, do me a favor, Jim.
It's gonna be really funny, I promise.
Peter running around HQ.
whenever someone asks me to do something and I say it's going to be really funny, I promise. I trust it immediately.
You know what? I would say I would believe like, yeah, that's okay. I trust. I want to see how this goes.
And yeah, no. A month later, the secret ingredient is up and running with a menu that is hand approved by you, Rianne.
Yes.
You are the sole proprietary owner of this place.
I think
Who starts dying? Who eats this?
no, wild. I think Naira's not Naira, sorry, Rihanna definitely keeps her calm and composed self, but inside she's very pleased. She's very happy about
Yeah,
this.
it's kind of like opening day. There's like people going about. Everything's pristine and proper. Peter is there with you. Says, "Wonderful, I love it." See, I told you have a good eye for these things. That he's like glancing around at the tables and then the menus.
Well, it's all thanks to you, Peter. I do appreciate your trust in me.
See, I give you the wings, Rianne, but you do the flying on your own.
See what he says these things.
What the fuck?
I gotta roll the dice. It's not just me, right? I gotta roll the dice.
He's just a nice guy. He's just a weird guy. He's just a little guy. This is
a
really.
I
little
was just
man.
waiting for him to suddenly start spouting like Shakespearean monologues.
It's his. It's his game.
Rianne, it's Peter. Like, what did you expect he was gonna say?
You know what? You're right, Grunt. I should be used to it by now. Thank you, Peter. I will not let you down.
So that's literally impossible.
God damn it! I'm gonna have to start buying like talents for this now, guys, just to figure out Peter right
Like,
now. That's where I'm at.
imagine you would have to like pick me up and then like it's. I don't think you have the strength for it, honestly.
I'm stronger than I am stronger than I look. You know, I can probably.
I did hear that. I did hear something about that.
Mhm.
So
Do tell.
maybe you could probably just immobilize me and just.
God damn it! Why does he keep doing this, Grunt? God damn it! Well, like I said, I'm stronger than I look. Full of surprises.
No, yeah, that's true. You are a oasis of entertainment in this boring, dull world. I'll tell you that much.
I feel like Peter's just like a cat who's just playing with a toy. Just like, this is fun from him.
Just roll better in the future. What can I say? You haven't succeeded a single roll against this man for
He's
understanding.
so, in my head, he's so out there that Rhea was never trained to deal with someone like Peter
No.
at all. So she's
No.
Pigeon. He has a pigeon brain. In fact, if you look
I
inside,
don't even know.
he has a little
It's
monkey.
like the size of a walnut.
No,
Rattles
no, no.
around in the skull if you shake him too hard.
There's a monkey with like the fucking the fucking
Listen,
the
when
golden things.
eventually you'll open the skull and it'll be this inside, look like polished
Stop!
little ears.
It's a little guy controlling him. He's trying to be human.
This is actually the first alien in the Dune universe. You've met him. This is the one.
He doesn't know how to speak human. He's learning.
Listen, all I have to say, Rianne, you've dealt with you've dealt with Goldman, who's like an actual member and employee of Malenkov, and the construction workers that you've dealt. They're all like professional people. Like people who do their job, they do it properly, they do it well, they're polite, they're well mannered. Like Peter is just so fucking like bizarre compared to these ones. It's like clearly an outlier. You're the only reason why you would keep someone like this around is because he has money. Like that's like nobody else would. Nobody would work with him probably otherwise. So
God, like,
all I'm saying, it's you are not the only one.
yeah, but Rihanna has challenge in there, so she needs to figure this out. Oh well, at the very least, Peter, would you like to try a cake?
I would be honored.
You will get him a slice of. She actually made the wine cake, right? I assume she took some time to find him a good recipe.
Yeah. I'll take a slice. That's delicious. Might start varying my diet a bit. Although I think I will start getting fat at this rate. Already put a
Well-
couple of pounds on.
Well, stress and work can help with that at the very least. She kind of like laughs.
I
Don't
see
worry,
that.
we
That's how you maintain your silhouette. It's impressive.
Every day she struggles. If nothing else, we have other things: cookies, treats, even have tea, and of course, calf if you prefer that.
You know what? I would never say no to a good cup of coffee.
You will get him coffee too as well.
Yeah, no. Naira and Freya, I assume you'll both be at the opening as well. Just enjoying
It'd
some
be
of
weird
the...
if we, but it felt like there was a scene going on there.
Yeah, you can see Rianne. You can kind of like overhear this conversation between Rianne and Peter. You're kind of like at the table, kind of like close enough to them.
Oh, Lady Freya, I cannot figure that man out. And it doesn't. It seems like Rianne can't either.
Yeah, he's a mystery on himself.
It's kind of entertaining to watch, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, I'm still concerned. I mean, he could be able to do things we cannot imagine he could do, and he has the money to do some bad things.
Politics is mostly beyond me, even the bureaucracy of corporations like this.
But I mean, he helped Rianne to build this beautiful place.
And that's honestly
I
not
mean-
something I expected.
Yeah, me neither. And she likes it, and I'm glad.
The cake is very good, I will say.
It is, yes. She definitely has a good taste.
I'm fighting not to say something really annoying as a doctor who's like, well, you can't eat too much of it, but I think Naira would be annoying about it.
Listen. They have carrot cake on the menu. It's your choice.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm allergic to carrot cake. But because carrots make it better, right? Yeah.
They're like, well, I'm a diabetic. This place doesn't cater to me. What the fuck? Like, maybe you are in the wrong place.
We got vegan options.
Goldman, why don't you give me an understand roll? Like just a 2 difficulty one, just as a little fun treat.
Ooh. The treat. What data is this? Data analysis or just something random?
It could be data analysis, yeah. I'll allow that focus.
What is it? Truth? Is it?
You can use whatever drive you want. It can be truth. It can be depending on what you have. Let's see. Truth. Maybe even duty, because you're kind of like in charge of these people's finances, and this is
I'm doing my job basically.
Yeah, this is an interesting investment they just made. Not sure. I don't think Rianne consulted you too much on this because it's like her own personal project.
Yeah,
but...
this is personal stuff. Yeah, this is.
Yeah,
one momentum, please.
That one moment. There you go. Goldman, this place will bleed money all over the place. This is not
feasible
as at least for now and for the foreseeable future. unless they start serving like noble or like very rich clientele and just kind of like fucking 10 times their prices, the quality of ingredients, the quality of the cooks, the amount of money that was invested into the plates and the facilities and the equipment and everything else for what it's gaining and what it's doing with almost zero marketing and like just only like at a local level within the city. This place is not what you would call profitable. It's probably
How am I looking at the numbers? Am I just there, or am I just using my guessing?
as a general thing. Now that you can like see the place open up and you can like taste the cake, and just as you're like thinking in your head, this is not a difficult job for you to like estimate, but you can see the passion project part of this because this is clearly not something you would do for money. Listen, Gary Goldman's fun. Yeah,
He's a worker.
Yeah, Gary Goldman's fun is seeing the numbers go high.
His favorite game is in fact Microsoft Excel.
So yeah,
Disappointed the Mentat.
but the cake is good. You can't say anything, and the people are clearly enjoying it. So, maybe popularity is a reward unto itself.
Excellence is the goal here.
Yeah. Like maybe in a couple of years this can become something great. Right now it's just like, why would you put so much money into this? This was so unnecessary. But it is. It is what it is. As Peter kind of like sits down at one of the little tables with a coffee cup and just kind of like finishes drinking it as he like looks in and says, "So, what do you think of the place?"
The food quality is rather excellent. I'm being pushed further and further closer to sweets. But the financial viability?
See, I told you when I first brought you here, Gary.
Mm-hmm.
You look at numbers. I look at people. They're the same to me. You should try this coffee. Excellent coffee.
Coffee?
Yeah,
I'll order a cup or something.
it's very good coffee.
Maybe with due time, maybe long term. Get some rich patriots, but
You'll understand one day, Gary. And he'll like pat you on the shoulder, kind of like in a friendly manner.
this just no upbringing. Listen, we always looked at numbers. We don't talk much to people.
I know, and this is why they sent me here, Gary, because they think I will fail, but I always prove them right, or always prove them wrong at the board. Well, not always, but most of the time.
You are an overall asset to the company.
God, don't let them hear that. They might fire you.
Don't worry, they're not here. Hopefully.
He'll kind of just chuckle at that and just give you a nod. Rianne, you're able to, as Peter leaves you to chat with Goldman, you can return back and sit down at the table with Naira and Freya.
Well, what are your thoughts, my ladies?
I think
It's
it's
beautiful.
You say it was terrible?
I said it's delightful.
Okay.
It sucks. It's dark.
It's the worst cake I've ever had.
Shoot me through the heart right then and there.
Goldman comes along. It's not finance.
Well, thank you. I did spend a lot of more time necessary than I think on ingredients and preparing, but every measurement is put in place. Everything's exactly as it should be, so it should be quite delicious at the very least. I'm happy to see you're here. Though it looks like poor Enrico has been on duty, so I'm probably going to send him a slice of cake later on today as well.
I think he'd appreciate that.
You definitely would, yes. I mean, the cake's delicious.
Thank you. That is high
How
praise.
are you feeling about all of this, by the way? This is very quickly moving in a direction I didn't really see you going.
I think Brienne takes a moment to actually really think about it before like blinking surprise. I actually am quite delighted. Did not expect this turn of events either.
Glad to hear it, though.
Thank you. I will say now, this will not interfere with my duties to you, Lady Freya. I will still be your advisor always and forever if I can help it.
I mean, we all need something to get our head clean and to understand it. And if you like it, why not?
And maybe it'll become a staple of Lumen.
Possibly. I took a look at the numbers and I didn't say anything to Peter, but I'm not sure how much money this would make for anyone, which is why I didn't want to bring too much of Mr. Goldman's time on this at the very least. But I will enjoy myself while it lasts.
I mean, we can expand if it goes good. I mean, there are a lot of weddings coming ahead. They need cake.
Well, not just cakes, of course. There are other desserts here, and of course, drinks as well. With the wash it down.
You've thought of everything.
Of course, everything must be put in its place. I have taken quite time to do a lot of research. So I am still a little surprised at Peter's enthusiastic help. I am, regardless, grateful for it.
It's certainly something.
I have to accept I'm still trying to figure it out, but I'm sure I have to accept that there are some things that will take some time to understand. Maybe there's something I'm missing here, but like I said, I will enjoy the ride while it lasts.
Maybe he just cares about what you care about. Naira
You mean
kind of
as
makes a
a-
face like, I don't really believe that.
I assume it's in the way to gain profit margins favor wise.
Okay. Profit margins favor-wise. Like he's investing in you in particular?
Well, he's investing in all of us, so I assume it's in that aspect, right?
Suppose so.
I mean, he always had an eye on you since day one.
Well, he is a man of money and talent, of course. And surprisingly enough, a midtat is not a common thing around at least our circles yet.
You've had more conversations with him than I have, so maybe you have a better gauge of who he is. I'm hoping, because I cannot gauge it.
I think he would. She's going to say this, and forgive me. I think you would enjoy his company, Lady Naira. He is an interesting man, at the very least.
I mean,
Gosh darn, I'll
interesting
just have to
describes
talk to him.
What was that, Lady Freya?
Yeah, the word interesting and special describes him pretty good, yes.
It's a rare thing to meet someone who throws me off for a loop so easily. Flashback to Silax, god damn it. But I encourage you, at the very least, to have a conversation with Lady Naira. You are a woman of many talents, and I think Peter would appreciate you.
And Red, this is your destiny. I'm sorry. I will not allow this.
Look, I'm going to try to make a character not as gullible as my other characters, so give me some time. I don't know. I still think there's an angle here, but
I'm a mage. I will make this happen. I'm sorry.
I'm a mage.
Love mage. I'm Cupid.
Maybe one of these days I'll get to have a conversation with him.
Ah, yes. I know with your current projects you've been a bit busy, so hopefully with time you'll get a moment of relaxation. Back to cake.
I haven't really had a lot of chances to just kind of sit back and relax, so this is nice. No crisis waiting to be dealt with. Knock on wood. Looks into camera as Fred spins 3 threads.
Well, at the very least, as well, have we heard word of Lady Astrid at all in the last few days, my lady?
She's been writing to you weekly as she's promised. Things are going quite well.
Has
I would say that the betrothal has been like publicly announced, so people kind of know about it. But it's still making like the kind of like still. Actually, no, I wouldn't say it's like publicly announced, more as a sort of rumor. It's waiting a proper official announcement. But pretty much the rumor mills have already kind of concluded. People are kind of whispering something is about to kind of go down soon when it'll be an event, that's for certain.
Oh man, when he says it like that.
I mean, I can talk to Astrid. I mean, maybe she's gonna take some of your cakes
Oh,
for the
that's
big
good.
event.
It will be a very big event at the very least, a very interesting one. Not every day, something like this happens, and a love match at that too. A rare treat.
Yes, I am glad they found each other.
Hmm.
They both look pretty happy.
Don't worry, my lady. Eventually, your time will come as well.
Yes, guess to have to go husband hunting sometime soon, so
Yes.
maybe I'll get an opportunity at the event.
Yes, we will at least make sure have proper tools to make you the most eligible bachelor that we can.
Yes.
Well, I'll go get us some drinks. Be right back shortly.
And yeah, it's gonna be a busy first day opening, but again, you spent the money here not with the intent of making it back, but with the intent of just this. You just have to enjoy every aspect of it, from the location to the decorations to the furniture to the way it's spaced out. Like everything was basically, you had like complete free reign, and considering how much money it was in that budget, was basically a blank check for this operation. So it went up big.
Every girl's dream. Blade check.
As you go back to the kitchen, everything is going smoothly. As I'll say this: you can give me I can give me like maybe like a discipline or understand roll to try and like maybe overhear some certain conversations that are happening as you can like inspect the area.
Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna say this is. Is it all right to say this is my faith in numbers and data in that regard? Because this is like something she puts much work into, or would that be too out
No,
there?
it's not your faith though, because it's just you overhearing what other people are kind of like whispering, gossiping,
Okay.
chatting.
I will use my truth then, and I will use my determination because I have two of them. Oh, and can I use my focus as well?
Yeah, you can use
Observe.
observe. Yep.
Okay, it won't let me use the like even though I have two determinations, Grunt, I only spent one so far. It won't let me click the second one to roll for that. It just says I have 0 points. But did I spend another determination when I wasn't aware?
I
I don't
think
believe it did.
I've okay. Because
No, no.
I mean you yes, because you re-rolled and you selected determination
Oh
second time.
yes, that's why. Okay, I see what I did. Give me 1 second then. I think I know how to fix this.
Just put one
Yeah.
1 point of determination. That's it. I updated your sheet, but apparently it didn't update on your end, so it is what it is.
Okay. So, there's a pen. I don't know if my personal traits matter at all in this regard, but I have the observant personality trait, so just want to say that now so I don't forget.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you do, as you kind of like glance around, you do manage to over here as Peter just kind of like says to Gary, says, you'll see the value of the place eventually. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I kind of like pats you on the shoulder, Gary, and he'll like stand up and kind of like walk away as he like turns and bumps into you and so I apologize. Almost spilled this wonderful coffee on your lovely dress.
Forgive me, Peter. Apologies.
The coffee cup is empty, by the way.
Got to it, Peter. Are you on your way out, or should I help you find the way back to the coffee, essentially?
Actually, I was thinking about getting a second. These beans definitely have... they're worth their price.
All thanks to you, of course. I'll escort you, kind sir.
As you kind of like walk him around the bar to the coffee machine, as the bartender will take the coffee cup and just make him another one. He like looks over this plate and says, "So, Rian, as you look, what do you see?"
I see a lot of hard work put in here and a lot of happy customers at the very least.
True. You know what I see when I look at this place?
What is that?
I see passion and endless potential. I don't think there's two more vital ingredients that are needed than this. Sky's the limit for you.
Well, thank you, Peter. That is indeed very comforting for me at the very least. I know you say that you I know there's a lot of ideas about you, but honestly, I can see why people would fall for your business talk.
Business talk. I'm not a businessman. I'm a visionary. I see the future and I just pluck it before anyone else can mess with it. I'm not a mathematician. I am a painter.
See, you speak very poetically, very
I do.
charismatic of you.
Many people would argue with that statement, but I'm glad you're not one of them.
I think, like I said, it's gonna take some time, but I'm thinking figuring it out.
Well, I am buttering you up because in a couple of months you will see the finances of this place collapsing and you will maybe get some suggestions for improvements and cutting budget here, adjusting things there, downsizing, but I want you to ignore all of that and just follow your dreams.
Don't worry, Peter. I took a look at the numbers and possible outlines, so I'm aware that this place is just something for me. She kind of like looks a little bit very happy about that.
Well, there. Then you understand. My job here is done.
Well, at the very least, there's always going to be an open table for you for as long as this place stays open. So,
Very kind of you. And I will be sure to take you up on that offer.
very well as well. And if nothing else, I would have a couple ideas of experimentations with some cakes. So if you would like to try that, I'm always willing to give you a sneak peek.
As long as it's you, I trust in your tastes, my good lady.
God damn it, guys. I have to make a face for this, please. Very well, then. If it's not too much trouble, how about tonight, if that's possible?
I don't see why not. I have a couple of
wonderful.
days that I can spend here.
Wonderful. I look forward to getting your results.
And, well, eventually, the opening evening comes to a close as people have enjoyed and you've gotten many positive reviews and many people are happy with this place. And everyone kind of heads back. Well, I guess most of everyone. But the people I'm gonna focus right now is Freya and Naira. You are being escorted back to your house. As well, you do notice Rianne is staying, but listen, you have to close up shop. You can't just leave on your first day. Probably just that.
Yeah.
Everything seems fine as you are escorted back to your house. And my question is, would you check on the containers, Naira, before you go to sleep?
Yes.
I assume
feel
you
like
check
she's
on them
obsessive
daily.
about it.
Yeah. As Freya, you get escorted. You say your good nights. As Naira, before heading to bed, you do go to your laboratory room to check up. And as you like open the kind of like the sealed vault, or like calling it a vault is maybe a bit too impressive, but like the storage cabinet you put these containers in, and you maybe take them out, you place them on the table and start running your tests. Gonna spend the threat on this. Everyone gets an XP. You notice something rather weird. Now these are very tiny organisms, but as you kind of like do a very routine set of analysis, where they've grown in size.
Oh no.
Great. Okay.
And with that, I think we will end the session there.
We'll adopt Adam and Eve.
Oh,
Eve will be good. This is the W, guys.
Oh no.